Yo guys, what is up today? This is the video. What if Naruto and Sasuke traveled back in time with all their abilities? Oh yeah, I'm gonna be doing a collab with a YouTuber, so make sure to watch out for that. So how this is gonna work? We go to a few during the time of Boruto, over 50 to 60 years later. Naruto and Sasuke are fighting the taken over Boruto and Kawaki, who have been by this time been possessed by Ishiki and Momoshiki Otsutsuki. Since I don't know the exact time for this, for the Karma Seal to get basically to take over someone, for the Otsutsuki to be able to take over someone, but I'm saying this one. It takes a really long time to develop. So I'm just making it 50 years. And during this time, they're fighting those two. And Sasuke had just got stabbed in his eye with his Mangekyo Sharingan. But somehow the Boruto managed to temporarily get free and take control of his body once more, as he handed Naruto the turtle that he and Sasuke I forgot what his name was, but basically what sent him through the time travel arc in Boruto. They end up that turtle as he's saying, "Go, Dad, go with Sasuke, hurry before you take control." As Naruto reaches out to grab it, just as he grabs it and takes it away from Boruto, Momoshiki takes control, and just during then, the turtle sends them back in time to to close to the day of the graduation exams. Right now, actually, it takes them back to when this first day of the academy, on the day of their sparring match. They realize that they still have their powers, and Naruto's still friends with Kurama too. As Kurama talks in his head like, "Hey kid, you there?" And he's like, "Kurama, what are you doing? Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, kid, I'm fine." He's like, looks looks like it sent me and Sasuke back into the time. And he's like, yeah. Naruto's like, yeah. Not only that, you both still have all your powers. So you still have your six-pass sage mode, my Chubi Chalk, like your KCM, and Sasuke still has his eternal Mangekyo and Renegon. And he's like, oh, thank God. Since he says, I was about to say, if Sasuke lost his either Sharingan or Renegon, that would have been big trouble for him. That was going to take a long ass time to get back. As then, he meets up with Sasuke that day, and he sees him, he's like, hey Sasuke, what's up? You there? What's up? I'm like, hey Naruto, what's good? He's like, seems like we travel back into the past with all our powers. He's like, that's true. So basically then they go to the academy, as they were like, as Iruka says, okay class, today we're going to be doing spars today. As he lists all the matchups, and then he says, lastly, not the last one, Naruto Uzumaki versus Sasuke Uchiha. As they both go up and as they say, you ready? As he says, you ready, Naruto? He's like, you know it's Sasuke. Now, as they just rush towards each other, as then when they're literally faster than everyone there. Not even Kakashi with his Sharingan could keep up. As just imagine the Naruto versus Sasuke fight, but them as just younger and not using the Kurama avatar or his Ashura mode, and Sasuke now uses Susanoo. They're just using their regular taijutsu and ninjutsu. As then they get ready, as they charge up Rasengan and Chidori, as basically they clash, but before they got the chance to blow their arms off again, they disperse it and they try to hit each other. They hit each other, but but Naruto actually slightly enhanced his fist with chakra, so his punch knocked out Sasuke for only a few minutes. As Iruka says, Naruto Uzumaki is the winner. No, and I'm saying if they would have done that for one more second, they would have already got their arms blown off again, which would have not been pretty. And I mean, so not would have to do that way earlier. But actually, comment down below if you want me to have them with Naruto with his one arm with the Hashirama cells and Sasuke one armed, or you want them to just completely out their past bodies, just with the powers. So that they become almost brother-like. I mean, they're literally the reincarnation of Indra and Nasara, so they practically become like brothers to each other. As then, oh yeah, and also on that day, he goes with he goes with Sasuke to the third Hokage. He's like, "Here's him. Can you call a council meeting? We got some things we want to ask you too." And Sasuke is like, especially me with Danzo. It's just like, as Hiruzen nervous as he says, okay. As he calls a council meeting, as they say, okay, first line of business. And Naruto slams his hand on the desk. Why the hell didn't no one tell me that my father was the fourth Hokage? And Kushina Uzumaki, for one. As they're all just shocked. As Hiruzen's like, how do you know this? As they're like, would it be like, how do we put this? We travel back in time, as Sasuke says, we travel back in time using a special turtle, and thanks to Naruto's future son here, who was taken over by Natsuki, and gave us the time traveling turtle, which I have already used with him. As basically, we travel back in time with our past bodies and the powers we had then. It's like, what exactly are your abilities? As he's like, you already shown Sasuke? As he's like, yeah. As Sasuke activates his Eternal Mangekyo, and I'll say that he has like an eye patch for like his Rinnegan. So since his Rinnegan can't get turned off, as he lifts up his eye patch to show the Rinnegan. And Naruto just activates his 6-pass Sage mode with Kurama with his KCM basically becoming the 6-pass Naruto, and they're in a fight during Madara and stuff and shit like that. As they're just shocked by their power, as Danzo's like, you have full control of the Nine Tails? Yeah, we're actually friends of the future. Just like we said, we came back with all our power, so we're already friends. So I'm already friends with Kurama still. As he's like, is there anything else you can do? So yeah, I was actually able to, as Naruto says, yeah, actually, when I first unlocked the KCM stage after I beat Kurama, I was fast enough to dodge the Kage's fastest punch. The fourth Kage's fastest punch. You guys don't know that's actually canon if you watch Shippuden in the fourth Great Ninja War arc. I haven't exactly watched it, but I know a lot of what happens in it, or well, basically all of it. I'm pretty sure I watched a little bit of it. I don't know. I fucking idea. But anyway, they do that. As it says, what's your question, Sasuke? As it says Danzo. As he glares daggers at him. As he's like, why did you order Itachi to kill the clan behind Hiruzen's back? As Hiruzen's like, is this true, Danzo? As Sasuke's like, I can show you again. I can put a Genjutsu on you to show you what he did, what he said behind your back, and what he planned to do to Naruto if he ever lost control. As he basically does a Tsukuyomi on Hiruzen, as he basically shows him what Danzo told Itachi to do, basically kill all the Uchiha, and what he told Tenzo, who hasn't gained his name Yamato yet at the time. As he says, if you make sure to keep watch on Naruto Uzumaki, the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. If he ever loses control, use that seal I taught you, and use it to suppress the Nine Tails. Bring him incapacitated, and we'll extract the Bijou out of him and give it to someone else. As Hiruza sees this, as he's like, Danzo Shimura, you are hereby sentenced to execution. Basically, you don't have to worry about that. As they're all like, what the? As they all saw, as I'm saying that Sasuke accidentally showed it to everyone. Like the citizen council, all of that. And then he's like, he shows what happened in your time. As he's like, as Naruto's like, I don't think so. As he's like, why? As Sasuke basically explains, by us going back in time, we already changed the timeline due to us already having our powers. By showing you guys all of this, it will just make this into a different parallel timeline to the actual timeline. As she was like, whoa, that's a lot. Yeah, it's just a bunch of time travel, timeline, mumbo jumbo shit, stuff like that. So yeah, as in 4 years later, they did graduate to the exact test. Both of them acing it with ease. And during this, I'll say that during this time they absorbed most of the Momoshiki and Ishiki absorbed most of the Bijou, but due to Naruto having a little bit of their chakra in them, they managed to live. So yeah, he has blue fire release, sand release, ink release, lava release, boil release, bubble release, acid release, basically all the Kekegekais of the tail bees. What he does when it's his turn for the clone jutsu, I'm gonna say that he does this. I'm gonna say that he makes one clone do the sexy jutsu, and then he just turns the other one into. I'm gonna say Jiraiya, cause Jiraiya ain't no liar. I just do not know why I said that, to be honest. Basically, he just turns into Jiraiya, as then he also does a blue fire, as he does all the different clones of all the Kekegekkai, as they all disperse. So with the lightning claw accidentally sending a static shock to everyone that sticks their hair up. Make it Sakura look like a bootleg Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black female version. Just with red clothing on. I'm just saying it happened for fun. As okay. I'm trying to make this at least 30 minutes. Says I ain't no script writer. I just do what's up. I just make this as I go on. So as that happens, they are still inside the Team 7 with Sakura. It's like, okay, thankfully the timeline ain't changed so far. As during that, they go ahead and as I'm saying on that day, after the Tiba assignment, I'm gonna say that not as Sasuke actually had feelings for Sakura, and I'm gonna say that day, Naruto and Sasuke confessed to them, so they decided to get it over with. As well as I'm with Naruhina I forgot, I can't say it. Sasuke, basically. So basically, they do that. They go ahead and go to the bell test as Naruto Sasuke absolutely mopped the floor floor with Kakashi. I mean, they were literally going ham on him. They didn't even use their six pass. Sasuke didn't even use his Sharingan. And Naruto had to use anything except for Taijutsu. They just whooped his ass. What I mean by whooped, I mean absolutely bodied him. I'm talking, they bust this man kneecap, bust his elbows, and bust both his collarbones. And they broke his ribs. So he's like, oh my god. As I'm gonna say, for that time, I'm gonna say that Naruto asked Lord Third could he call Jiraiya here so they could go search for Tsunade, so that way he could just retire early. There's one thing that they're gonna change about this timeline. One thing only. He and Sasuke are gonna do this with Jiraiya. Sasuke's coming along basically. As then after that, they go ahead and fight Tsunade. As they ask her to come back, as Naruto challenges her to a fight. As basically, he just makes a shadow clone. He just makes her a Rasengan. And as he rushes at her, he knows that she was gonna hit the ground, and it basically caused a hole in it. So as she did it, he jumped up and used the body flicker to teleport behind her, and he basically smashed her Rasengan into her back. Make sure not to apply too much pressure to it. Only just enough for her to have to make the feed. So as during that, you go Okay, I'm gonna probably get to like the force to death. Probably like I would try to do the Chunin exams up to the Konoha Crush. As they do that, time for the land of wave mark. As after that, they still do those. They ask as the General Kage automatically gives them the mission. And I'm saying that actually this one Tazuna actually had enough money for it to be classified as an A rank. As he watched over what Naruto Sasuke did to Kakashi, he's an S rank ninja, and they whooped his ass. Damn. As he's like, by the way, Naruto, Sasuke, come here with all the Jonin senseis after you do this mission. He's like, okay. As they do that, the demon brothers attack, Naruto and Sasuke just smack him with a as Naruto's like, hey, you wanna know how to fuck somebody up, you guys? As Sakura's like, how? As Naruto makes a Rasengan, as he says, smack that bitch with a Rasengan. As I was, this is a meme I watched. Basically, Sasuke is like, as he's like, hey Kakashi, wanna know the fastest way to a girl's heart? As he's like, how? As he's like, as he creates a Chidori, as he's like, Chidori! And he just shoves it through the demon brother's heart, killing him instantly. I just had to reference those just for fun. I want to make my videos as funny as possible. As well, basically, when they come across Zabuza, the demon of the mist, they let Kakashi handle this one. As he still gets trapped in the water prison, but as soon as that happens, Naruto Sasuke just go into this Susanoo, and they combine the Susanoo and Kurama together. As they just use the sword, as they just smack it down on Zabuza, make sure not to hit Kakashi. And basically, that knocks as freaking. I would say just for fun. Just for fun, I'm gonna do this picture. Just for fun, I'm gonna say. After that, I was like, damn. It was a Friday reference. And he's like, and he goes up to him and says, you got my belt. Stay out. As after that, they go and get done. After they do that, they go ahead and get that done. They go ahead and just basically move on with the mission. As when they see Gato's men, you know what Naruto and Sasuke doing. Since I would say that Sasuke's got his kick, that's the sword that he has from Shippuden, which is the one he has in this picture. He already has that since he still has his Kenjutsu skills. As they just rush at him, when Naruto and Sasuke just make it two shadow clones, as they all just lay waste to those Gato's men. As Sasuke places Gato under a Genjutsu, as Naruto pulls out a scroll, as he's like, sign this. And he's like, okay. No, actually, he doesn't put him in a Genjutsu, but he says, if you don't want to die, sign this. As Naruto pulls out a scroll with a contract, he's like, okay. He signs it, he's like, as they say one thing, what is it? As Naruto says, never trust a ninja. As next thing you know, Sasuke decapitates the Gato right then and there. And I don't say that they were older, they got it. No, like during that time when they were like 16. I'm saying that he got that once he read Each of Paradise, and I'm saying Sasuke read it too. They became pretty big fans of it. So they're like, okay, we got all this moolah now. As they give most of it to the land away, keep him around 20%. As they're like, hey Kakashi, what? As he's like, huh? As he's like, Icha. As he's like, hallelujah. And he's like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's my book. As all of them run back to Konoha with Jiraiya there. As he's like, as Naruto and Sasuke and Kakashi go to it, as they're like, well, we want to buy every single type of your Ichi Paradise. As he's like, hey, say less. As he hands them the type, they hand him each a copy of book 2 and book 3 of it. And they're like, yes! As they all just chilling around Konoha, just reading it on roofs. As they're like, as they just telepathically talk to each other somehow, just like, hey, what chapter y'all on? As Kakashi says 4, Sasuke says 3. He's like, where are you on, Naruto? Oh, I'm on 6. Damn. So, after that, they go to the Chunin exams. As Naruto and Sasuke know what this is about, what the 10th question's about, as they tell this to Sakura, as they're like, as basically Naruto says what he says he can, that because of the he will not quit until he becomes a Kage, which inspires everyone else to not all the other contestants to not leave. So that uncle burst through that window as she's like, okay, you brat, head to the forest of death. That's the next part of Chunin exams. As she basically explains the forest of death when they get there, they had to collect one of each type of the scroll, each had to collect. They start with one of the scrolls and heaven or earth scroll, and their objective is to get one of the two, and get their other one, the other respective scroll, or the other one that they have. They each had to get basically. She says basically they each had to get a heaven and an earth scroll. As they do this, they separate into the place out in the forest. As when Orochimaru tries to attack them, Sasuke just does not hesitate and turns on his Eternal Mangekyo, and he burns the body out of Orochimaru's in. As he switches places with as Naruto's in his KCN2, Actually, Naruto's just in his 6-pass Sage mode, not Casey with no Casey up 2. As he and Sasuke switch places with Sasuke's Rinnegan ability, as he just socks the ever living crap out of him, just actually sending him back to his base. Actually, due to how hard he punched him, since not even Toneri could take a Kurama punch from Naruto, and I'm pretty sure he was not even in 6-pass Sage mode. So, and he is way, way, way stronger than Orochimaru. So you really gonna expect him to barely be able to survive that. He hops into a curse mark of Kabuto, and then later goes back into his body. So it's time for the Chunin exams part 3, as they get there, just as Gaara's team gets there. As Gaara suddenly gets a feeling that he knows who Naruto is. Or like feels a certain connection to him. He's like, oh. As he's like, oh, hey Gaara. He's like, how do you know my name? Oh, just heard of you. As he's like, hey, you want to be friends? As he basically gives him the talk no jutsu but way earlier. So Gaara's way, way less ruthless. And in this one, he doesn't crush Lee's arm and leg. And I don't say that he crushes it a little bit, but only to the point like where it makes it broken. Not to the point where it's unhealable. So that he had to deal with the injury, had to deal with the surgery that she did in canon. But it's enough to be healed. But you just need a bit of advanced medical ninjutsu. That's it. As the Kiba versus that one dude fight, as the Sasuke versus that one dude, or Kabuto subordinate, as he just does not waste any time. He just chops that bitch on the neck. As then Naruto versus Kiba, bops the flow with him. He just quickly does a Shadow Clone Jutsu as he just smacks, as he's too fast for Kiba, as he basically just smacks without Uzumaki Barrage, as he just hits him with that drop kick, like drop it like it's hot. And then they're just 2 months. Naruto and Jiraiya been getting closer, basically growing the. As then then he says, "Hey Jiraiya, where have you been all my life?" As he's like, "What do you mean?" As he's like, "I know I'm I'm your godson." As he says, "Oh, I guess you know then of your father and your mother." He's like, "Yes." Where were you? As he's like, "You see, I run a spy network. Trust me. I would have came and adopted you if I could. I wanted to train you. I actually wanted to train you way earlier to help you get some more control of the Nine Tails and teach you a few of the techniques I know." As he says, "I'm sorry, Naruto. I wasn't here for you while the villagers were treating you like how they were." As he's like, "It's okay. I understand." As he's just happy that he can be with Jiraiya more now. Since, you shall know pain. As I just wanted to say that for fun. But you guys, for those who watch Shippuden before the attack on Konoha, basically before the attack on Konoha or Pain's assault, you know what happened to Jiraiya. But I just ain't spoiling it for those who just started to watch it. So, anyways, after those 2 months, it's time for the second part of the Chunin exams. I'm just gonna leave it off right here, guys. See ya. Have a good day.